Building 7 is the smoking gun of 9/11. It is the most obvious example of controlled demolition.
It's not real. The materials and the technologies just aren't there. If they were, I'd know.
In the building, I heard explosions. Outside of the building, I heard explosions.
I saw this building, which had never been hit by a plane, come crashing straight down. For it to fall symmetrically and completely and rapidly was quite astounding.
Could one use a controlled demolition on any building? Sure. Did it happen to WTC 7 on 9/11? No, it did not.
As far as I know, that's the first time it's happened in architectural history. A steel high-rise building has collapsed simply because of damage and fire.
You could hear the building creak, you could hear things fall, you could hear the fire burning, and you could hear the destruction way above it.
No steel frame high-rise building has ever collapsed due to fire.
You know, you have to look at what was inside Building 7. You had the largest Secret Service field office outside of Washington, D.C. You had the largest CIA field office. You had a number of government agencies inside the building.
And I think we're just about the last ones in this building right now. I think you should leave. Everybody else is gone.
The first explosion I heard when I was on the stairwell landing. Like a boom. Like an explosion.
Jane, what more can you tell us about its collapse?
Details are very, very sketchy.
The entire half-inch of the beam is gone, entirely dissolved. Something happened to cause the steel to really thin and in some places to disappear entirely.
Building 7 is the first high-rise building in the world that has collapsed solely due to
Yeah, here's one of the guys. He can tell you I'm okay, all right? Here, hold on. You want to call your mother or something? You gotta get back. I know that. You gotta get back. All right? Don't worry about me. You need to make calls right now. All right.
Come with us. Let's talk a little later, okay?
Yeah, man. So I'm right underneath the damn thing, all right? Yeah, here's one of the guys. He can tell you I'm okay, all right?
Bomb in the building started clearing out. Sorry, you said there's a bomb? What'd you say? A bomb in the building started clearing out. Got it.
Joining me is Jack Kelly. Now, he is a foreign correspondent. He has some information about these attacks. Jack, what can you tell us happened first in New York?
Apparently what appears to happen was that at the same time two planes hit the building, that the FBI most likely thinks that there was a car or truck packed with explosives underneath the buildings, which also exploded at the same time and brought both of them down. Now that's the first time we're hearing that. So two planes and explosives that were in the building, is that correct? That is the working theory at this point. That is still unconfirmed, but that is what the FBI is going on at this point.
Rick Sanchez has been there throughout this morning for us. Rick, tell us where you are and what the latest is.
I spoke with some police officials moments ago, Chris, and they told me that they have reason to believe that one of the explosions at the World Trade Center may have been caused by a van that was parked in the building that may have had some type of explosive device in it.
William Rodriguez is my name. I work in the building for 20 years. 20 years of my life I was a janitor. I was the person in charge of cleaning all the stairwells of the North Tower. I came in late, 8:30 in the morning. I'm on the basement. The building has 6 up-levels of basement. B1, B2, B3, all the way down to B6. 6 up-levels. Our office was on the B1 level. As I was talking to a supervisor at 8:46, we're like chit-chatting, and all of a sudden we hear, boom! An explosion so hard that pushed us upwards. Now, 20 years in the building, remember that. And it came from the basement, between the B2 level and the B3 level. And at that moment, I thought it was the mechanical room, where they have all the pumps and the generators for the building, that maybe a generator just blew up on the basement. Now, 20 years in the building, you know something that comes from the bottom and something that comes from the top. At that moment, everybody started screaming. And it was, the explosion was so hard that all the walls cracked, the false ceiling fell on top of us, the sprinkler system got activated, and when I went to verbalize that it was a generator, we hear, boom, all the way on the top, the impact of the plane on the top. 2 different events, 2 different times. Later on, I thought that they probably didn't synchronize it well.
NBC's Pat Dawson is close to the scene of that attack. Pat?
Just moments ago, I spoke to the chief of safety for the New York City Fire Department. He received word of the possibility of a secondary device, that is another bomb going off. There was another explosion which took place. According to his theory, he thinks that there were actually devices that were planted in the building.
I did pass through a couple of parks and on some of the streets, and before, when I reported about an hour ago, there were people at their gas pumps who turned to look at the smoke that was coming from the city, folks stepping out of bodegas and stores to look. Now people are gathering in large groups. In fact, in one corner, I saw a group of people actually holding hands and praying. As I stand on the Manhattan Street, which is closed, it is open to pedestrian traffic. Some people are walking across, but there's just no way for them to, as I look out, something is that I can't.
Because we owe the truth to the world. They have used 9/11 to create a new agenda. I had an interview with a former FBI director for the Western region of the United States, a man with 300 agents under his command, a budget of $2 billion. And he's the first one who told me the whole 9/11 was a government-sponsored terrorism. It was created by us. Created by us. He said, I was the one that put the $100 million arms package for Osama bin Laden. I am the one who had that meeting with Osama, and he showed up in military compounds, in and out, in the last 10 years. We created Osama bin Laden. We created Al-Qaeda. We created the whole illusion. We are using 9/11 to create a new world agenda. Why? Think about it. Who profits from this? Halliburton, General Electric, Boeing, Northrop, all these companies who are the biggest weapon makers and suppliers for the military are the ones making the dough. Halliburton again, a company that only made meals for the soldiers, meals, get a $16 billion no-bid contract, which is illegal in the United States, illegal to run prisons in a foreign country, then gets $60 billion no-bid contract to create concentration camps in the United States. Then they get $23 billion to create the reconstruction contract company that is going to reconstruct Iraq. Dick Cheney was the president of that Halliburton. So I beg you to investigate and learn, because there's so much information. There were no Arabs on the flying list. So I beg you to inquire and support the families of 9/11. Do the same, because if not, you're going to have your own 9/11. Another event is going to happen. We don't know when, but it's going to happen. It's going to be bigger. And again, they're going to blame the Muslims. They have to finish the agenda. So please, again, God bless you all. Thank you for being here, and show your support.